Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am in my kitchen again. Just got done making supper, so you will see stuff here and there. But I wanted to put together a salve, and I thought, why not record this with you guys and show you how I do it and share the recipe that I use because I made this salve last year, and let me tell you, it works so good. And the reason why I want to do this now is because the salve that I'm making is excellent for mosquito bites and bug bites and sunburns. And it's just so healing for the skin that the main reason I want to make it for myself is the mosquito bites because I'm constantly out in the garden in the spring and summer and I get mosquito bites all the time. And when I put this on last year, like I'm completely out of it. That's how good it is. But when I put it on a mosquito bite, it instantly takes the itch away and it will take away pain if you have like any kind of pain, maybe from the scratching or maybe a sunburn, or if you like have some kind of a wasp or bee bite or sting or anything like that, it will help with that as well. And the plantain oil that I'm going to be using is excellent for pulling out venom from like spider bites and bee bites and what I keep saying bites, I mean stings. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'll show you the four oils. The first one is comfrey. Comfrey, which I'll talk more about these herbs more in detail, like the medicinal properties that they have. I mean, I'll tell you a few things here in this video, but I'll go in more depth with each of these herbs in a whole video of itself later on as well, because I'm going to be making more oils with just comfrey, show you how to, make an herbal oil. But I also use comfrey to make like what they call it, a tea and a comfrey tea, but it's, I mean, not one that you drink. I mean, I do drink comfrey tea, but outside, you can use comfrey to fertilize your plants, and it's so amazing for using it in your yard. And then chickweed, which grows everywhere in my yard. This is excellent for taking the itch away. Chickweed is also great for spring for, detoxing and getting the lymph moving in your body. So, I mean, spring is all about detoxing, right? And cleansing from the winter. So it's a great herb to start using. And then plantain, the star of the party. This is the one that will help pull the venom of like a snake bite, will pull from, stings from bees and wasps and stuff like that. Great for a pain reliever and healing of the skin. And then jewelweed. Anytime you see stinging nettle, or is it stinging nettle? Or maybe it was poison ivy. Correct me if you guys know this. Can't remember which one it is. But jewelweed will be right next to it. I want to say it's poison ivy because jewelweed helps take itching and helps the skin like pull out all the things that make the skin itch when you touch the plants. So jewelweed helps with that. So I got this one from my in-laws' house. They had jewelweed all over their yard. So I made sure to grab some of that. So first, what you'll need is, for me, depending on the measurements that you use, I have a 1 cup and then a 1/4 cup. And if you need to, you could have a scale, a kitchen scale. And then you're gonna need some beeswax. These are pellets, only because I got these from my older son who used to make candles. And so I thought, why not use them up? But I think when these are done and I have to purchase more, I'm just going to get the 1 ounce bricks of the orange beeswax. Then you don't have to measure. It's already there for you. And I don't know. I like the orange ones so much better. I think they look better. I'm going to be using, I don't know if you guys can see this. Come on, camera. Okay, so I have my little pot with some water on the bottom. This is what I'm doing for my makeshift double boiler. But you can purchase a double boiler if you want to. Or some people will use a pot and they'll put like a canning jar on the bottom with maybe using like a lid because you don't want to have it like completely touching the bottom of the pan. Or maybe a rag down there. But I just have some water and this glass thing. glass bowl, and then so I have my oils, that for the beeswax. This is all you need. It's so easy, you guys. Oh, and then you need tins. Whatever you're going to put it in. Some people will use tins. Some people will use little glass jars. You could even just leave it as an oil if you just want oil and put it in like some tincture bottles. So now I need to figure out how much of each I'm going to use. I think because the biggest thing for me is the itchiness. I only want this to equal, I have 4 jars here, but I only want to have 2 cups of oil because I only have this many lids. And so I know about 2 cups will fill these or most of these because I've made this before and I've made other salves. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half of each one of these to equal 2 cups. And then for every 1 cup of oil that you're using, you're going to want 1/4 cup of the beeswax, or it's also this is 1 ounce. I measured it here. It's not quite to the top, but I don't know. I mean, you don't have to be perfect. Depends on how loose, how the consistency that you like too, as far as your salves go. So, all right, I'm gonna get measuring here. I'm gonna put, so make sure this is 1 cup. I'm pretty sure it is. So I'm gonna put half. This one is chickweed. And then half jewelweed. Okay, you can open now. Whew. I'm so excited to be using these oils up because, especially like the chickweed and the jewelweed, these are oils that I put together last summer, so they need to be used up. All right, I'm going to turn this on and get this to not really necessarily a rolling boil. You don't want to have it too hot because you don't want to like cook down the medicinal properties in the oils. But as soon as this starts to bubble up, then I will add the oils and the beeswax to it. So it'll take a few minutes. So I'm just waiting for it to kind of come to a little bit of a boil, and then I'll stick those in. So I made this really good soup today. So while I'm waiting for that, I'll tell you about this soup. So I planted summer squash last summer, and I still have a lot left, you guys. Like that stuff lasts forever down in my basement. So if you're looking for a vegetable that will hold over for the entire winter, potatoes are great, onions are great. Carrots, you'll have to leave in a fridge, like cool area. But the squash, like none of them molded or anything. It was the first time I've grown them, and I'm just like so amazed that they didn't like get squishy and rot or anything like that. They're all perfect. So I made kind of like this, I guess it's kind of like a chicken noodle soup, but without the carrots. I just kind of substituted the carrots for the squash, and it was pretty good. So now I'm trying to find some other recipes to use squash with. So if you have any ideas, let me know because I need to get rid of it. And then over here I have my, I don't know if this will bring you over here. Yeah, it will. My spider plant has so many babies on it. And there's like 2 plants in here. So I want to repot it. So I have this camera, not really camera, but I have like this stand that it will follow me wherever I go. I'm also going to do a video and show you guys how to make oils with herbs. I made, and this one was different. This one, I grinded the herbs in it, and then well, first I measured it out, and then I ground them up so it's like a powder, and stuck just a tiny bit of vodka in there, so that it's still powdery, but I don't know how to explain it without showing you. So I'm definitely going to do a video showing you how to do it, but it brings the color out so much better than just throwing the herb in an oil. But you let it sit in the vodka for like 24 hours, and then the next day, then you add the oils in. And this is butterfly pea flower, which I've made an oil of butterfly peas before, just dumping the flour in the oil, and there was no color. Like I was hoping it would be like the blue or purple color that it is, but there was nothing. Now with this, I don't know if you can see it very well. When I strain it out, I'll show you guys, but I'm hoping it keeps that color and doesn't like do something funky. So I'm that's my hope anyway, because I think that'd be so cool to have like a purple oil for like a salve, or I'm going to be making some soaps pretty soon too. And then this one is Blue Lotus, which ended up turning the yellow because you know the Blue Lotus has purple and yellow in it, but it's like a golden color. I don't know if you can tell, but we'll see how it looks when everything's strained out. But and supposedly by doing it this way, because you're adding the vodka and you're grinding it up to a fine powder, supposedly it's more potent as well, which I'm super excited for because who doesn't want better, you know, medicine? So, all right, let's see if this comes over here. Now it's like really boiling. So I'm going to turn this down. I might have to fix this a little. Is that better? Can you guys see me better? Okay. So I got 1/4 here, and then I'm going to put the other 1/4 in because I'm doing 2 cups, remember. If you don't like your salves to be more on the thick side, you could lessen that a little bit. Or I've seen some people will lessen the beeswax and maybe add a little bit of coconut oil or shea butter. I have not done that yet. I kind of stick to my same recipes. I need to get more creative when it comes to these salves. All right, then I'm going to do half plantain and half comfrey. We had like this huge, whoops, that's a little more than half. We had a huge storm a couple days ago and got, I think it was over 10 inches of snow. But right before the storm, I went outside and dropped some plantain seeds out by a tree so that I can have more in my yard this year. That's my whole goal, is to have my yard be like a medicinal forest, you know, a food forest, a medicinal forest. If there's anything that I need as far as medicine goes, I can just go to my yard and get what I need. That's my plan anyway. Okay, so I got half a cup of plantain, half a cup of comfrey. So that's 2 cups of oil. And then I got the beeswax in there. So I forgot something to stir. So I'm just going to use like a spatula. And then you just keep stirring this until the beeswax is all melted. And I turn the heat down because you don't want it to be like completely boiling. You don't want it to get, you don't want your oils to boil, that's for sure. You don't want to get it too hot to where you're cooking the medicinal properties out of it. Okay, so it's going to take a bit to completely cook down and to melt. So I'll shut this off and I'll bring you guys back when it's ready. Okay, so it is all in here, and quickly I'm going to dump these into the tins because I want to do it as fast as possible before everything cools down. And you want to make sure everything is sterilized when you're doing this too, because you don't want to introduce any bacteria, because then these won't last as long as they should. And I think a year, maybe a little bit longer, is good for, oh no, well, I guess I'll be using that tin. Didn't quite fill it up. So got about 5 tins with this much oil. And I pretty much fill them all the way to the top. And then you're going to want to wash this right away because look at it, it's already hardening up, and these are not fun to wash, let me tell you. So putting some hot water in that. And before you put them in the tins too, if you want to use a little bit of essential oils or some vitamin E oil to help with the helping it so it doesn't go rancid, like it acts as a preservative, you could do that as well. The essential oils will, obviously help with the, more medicinal value, but I haven't used oils yet in mine because I don't really care about the smell. I just care about what it's going to be doing for my skin when it's like summertime, like keeping the mosquito bites away and bug bites and sunburns and stuff like that. So that's it, you guys. Super easy. Like if I wasn't recording this, I would have been done a long time ago. It's super quick. You just have to make sure that you have all of the equipment that you need. And like, this double boiler, this is all stuff that I already have in my kitchen. Everything here except for obviously you have to make the oils. And I've had those two oils since summer, but if you made it now, you could let it sit for 2 weeks. Let it sit, and it should be perfectly fine to use. I just like to let mine sit longer. And you can also put it in like a crock pot and add some heat to it for a day, a half a day, and speed up the process if you want. You can do that as well. And when I do a video talking about how to make oils with herbs, I can show you guys all that as well. But you just have to buy the tins, which I got mine on Amazon. Or you can go to the store and buy like those real small mason jars. People use those as well. That's it. So easy. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And I hope you like this one. I will show you how to make that oil next. And then I also have a video coming up talking about how to make Essiac tea and Essiac tincture. So if you guys love this kind of stuff and love learning about herbs and gardening and all that kind of stuff, I would love it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. So see you in the next one. Okay.